I do want to talk about Valheim a bit because
Oh yeah.
it's a new game, came out, I don't know, like earlier this month, maybe like, was it the second or something? I don't know. But I saw it on like Steam's top listing, top selling games. Okay, I don't know. And then one of my friends, Matt, was like, have you heard of it? And I checked it out, and then we got it. We've been playing. This game is, at first glance, seems like all these other survival type games that have been popping up, like
Yeah.
Rust and Ark and all these that people like, or even Minecraft as, probably the most popular. But
Explain it to me like
Don't know.
layman's terms, because
yeah,
I've only seen one Twitter video, and it was like a guy who thought he saw Thor.
yeah, so I mean, basically, it's like every other survival game. You start with nothing. You're naked. In this game, you start in this like little, I don't know, stone circle, and there's these stone pillars around. Pillars, I say, they're little monuments of these, like, I don't know, elders, gods, like some kind of creatures, and you're basically told to go kill like the first one. And there's 5 of them or something, and you can see them sketched in on it, so there's like things coming later. I see one that's basically, this is clearly a dragon. There's one that's like looks like a lich king or some shit. So there's stuff coming later. But you start with nothing. You go around.
Yeah.
You start picking up wood, branches, and rocks, and then you can make like a club, a stone axe. You start chopping down trees. You start building stuff. You get a fort. You find new materials, and you can start building like pickaxes, and you go mine for copper and tin, and then you can make bronze. So it's progression, as in you find new stuff, you can build better stuff, you get better, you have new weapons, armor, materials.
What you're describing kind of reminds me of Rust.
Yeah, that's what I said. Rust is one of the. Yeah, sorry.
Okay,
Yeah, but
sorry.
like it's like that, where it's like a survival game where you just go and you get resources, you build. But
it's all Vikings, right?
Yeah, it's a Norse mythology theme.
How much is it though?
$20 early access, and it feels like pretty good, like complete game. There's different biomes, like in Minecraft and stuff, right? Where you start in with, I guess, the meadows is like the base place, right? And as you go to other ones, there's new monsters. Like I went into the Black Forest as the second area, and then all of a sudden I see this fucking huge troll that's carrying a tree branch and hits me for like half my health. And I'm like, oh shit, and I run away.
Is it technically open world, or is it linear?
It's open world, and when you look at the map, it's like, I zoomed out, and I can't even describe to you how fucking humongous it is.
Oh, really?
But it's like procedurally generated.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so our friend like set up a server, so we're playing on there. It's perpetual. We can all go in whenever we want. But it's fucking massive, and we're not very far at all. But it's really cool.
The specs for it are fucking surprisingly low.
Yeah, except for, I will say, I fucking brought my Surface Book over to Dylan's to just like try to run it and see. It's like a gigabyte file size too.
Yeah.
It's not big.
Oh yeah, it's small.
And I was getting 15 frames per second on the lowest settings. Surface Book's not like made for that, but
yeah, I mean, so
the graphics are not very good, but there is cool stuff like the lighting and shit. Looks nice.
i5, 8 gigs of RAM, GTX 970, DirectX 11, and then 1 gig of storage space.
Yeah.
So how does it run on Mac OS?
I don't know.
It actually only looks like Windows and Steam.
Yeah. What's the Windows emulator on Mac? You can probably run it through that.
What is that called? Like something like
Sidecar? No.
No, well,
just kidding.
there was something.
It was called Boot Camp.
Boot Camp.
Yeah.
There it is.
But what I really want to talk about is, it's a cool game and I'm having fun with it. But there's 2 main things I want to say. Is one, it's nuts. They sold 3 million copies in
3 weeks.
Yeah, like a little 16 days. Yeah.
Is that some sort of record?
Yeah, it's something. It's I don't know. I have to see. They're setting all kinds of records though. Like when you look at the like Steam database info for all time peak of concurrent players, they're currently number 5 under PUBG, Counter-Strike, Dota 2, Cyberpunk, then Valheim. And this game came out a couple weeks ago. 24-hour peak right now, they're number 4. Currently, they're number 2. It's just crazy because they've had like 500,000, 500,000 people playing at the same time for a game that came out a couple weeks ago, made by 5 people.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-person team, they said.
I was going to say, is it like an indie game dev brand?
I don't know I don't know if this is their first game, Iron Gate Studios, and they're published by
Coffee
Stain, yeah, which they've had a couple like good indie games, but like I think they published Goat Simulator or something was like their first one, and then
they made Goat Simulator.
They're also Satisfactory is another one they did.
The publisher, not the developer, right?
It's like Goat Simulator was like seemingly huge.
Yeah, but
as a meme, but like they sold enough copies to like really like port it like crazy.
It's wild, man. Like I was watching this kind of blow up, and then like I said, I got in on it. And I don't normally play these kind of games, but with friends, it's been cool. Even when we're not like actively doing things together, I'll hop on and we'll talk about what we just did or what we're doing. And then yesterday, like me and two of the guys on the server, Matt and Will, really the three of us have been playing mostly, but we all been playing a bit at different times or whatever, but we wanted to try to progress, and we're like, oh, well, Will could get on for a little bit. Let's go try to kill the next boss. And we just got together and rowed out on a boat to the next place and went and killed them. And it's cool. It's a good time, but like I said, I don't really play these kind of games, and I was trying to figure out why I like it. I think the combat's more fun than like Minecraft. Like combat is not really.
Yeah.
I mean, like you just smack them, right? But that's not. That game's more about the building. This isn't like totally combat heavy, but you can get like a bow, and the actual bow combat's like pretty sweet. You get weapons. You have sword and shield. You can get like maces or whatever you want. You can roll. You can block, parry, all the good stuff. Anyways, this guy, I was reading some articles earlier, and someone commented on this article on The Verge. The user is help I'm choking. I don't know, but I just thought that was funny. But he made a good point. What he likes about it is the streamlined take on survival games make it for him. It's the streamlined take for him. No using resources to craft items. They're only used to craft other items. I don't know. I don't play a lot of these games, but yeah, I mean, there's like wood and stone and all this, and you make what you want to make. There's no like, I need to turn this into better wood.
Yeah.
Like a stick.
Yeah.
Because he said in Minecraft, he's like, looking at you, Minecraft mods, with your 6 layers of crafting in order to build something.
I mean, that can be a real pain in the ass because, I mean, I love Minecraft. But like even in vanilla Minecraft, there's times where you're like, okay, well, I need to craft this to be able to craft this. To be able to craft this.
So yeah, but see, I think that's what's fun about it.
There's some stuff like that, but it doesn't make sense where I have all this wood and I have to turn it into
like a stick,
into nicer wood. Yeah. Instead, I just have wood, and I can either make walls, or I can make stairs, or I can make poles, or whatever, just of the same item.
Yeah, I always felt, this was how I explained it to people that were like, why would you play Minecraft? Isn't that for like fucking babies?
Well,
like, do you remember that time when it was like, it's like, hold on, Minecraft is still a good game. Like, fuck you. Like, I remember the way I explained it was, if you want to enchant your weapons, you need bookcases. And to get bookcases, you need books and you need wood. And if to get books, you need leather. So you need to like cultivate
and paper.
a farm with cows that drop leather. And in order to get cows, you have to find wheat. And it's like, it's this progression that I think is well built. Tangent over.
Well,
keep going.
No, I mean, I think it's got similar stuff like that where, in order to you have to get tin and copper to make bronze. We have to build, what do you call it? I don't know, smelter or whatever, so you can turn it in.
Yeah.
Well, you have to basically refine.
Yeah,
you have to refine them into ingots, and then you have to have a forge where you can then take those and make the bronze. So it does have some of that, but that makes sense because in real life it's made out of copper and tin, so they have that. And there's things like there was bronze nails listed, and I could make them, but I didn't have any use for them really. So I'm like, I'm not going to make those. But if you make them, well, then you get the recipe to make a boat, because it's like, well, you need the nails to make an actual boat. And it does say that in the description that they're useful for that. But anyways, there's some streamlined stuff, like anything you build, if you take it down, you immediately get all the materials used to make it back. So there's no like waste if you fuck up and place it somewhere wrong, or if you don't need this wall anymore. If you're rebuilding, you don't feel like you wasted your time. There's things like a lot of these games have hunger mechanics. In this game, instead of becoming hungry, you eat food and it gives you like more maximum health. So if you forget to eat and you go out and you have no food, you'll probably die in like a couple hits. But if you find and cook meat, it gives you a big boost, and you can stack up to 3 food items at a time. And
instead of just topping out.
Yeah, and over time it'll say like, okay, this one's going away. It starts blinking, so your maximum health decreases, and you can eat it. And if you forget to eat stuff, it'll say like, oh, you could use another bite.
Yeah.
So that's cool, where it's like more of like a benefit, and not like I have to constantly worry about it. It's I can fuck around without eating anything if I want to for an hour just to chop trees down. But as soon as I go and I'm gonna go try to fight some trolls, I'm like, let me find my good food, stack up, and go out. And it's Norse themed, so there's cool stuff like the mead seems to be potions. So I had to build a
like an alchemy table.
Well, no. So there's
a still.
Yeah, like fucking I can't remember, like a pot. What the fuck, man? A cauldron. Oh. I make a cauldron so I could make mead base. And then you have to have a fucking fermenter, so you can put the mead base in the fermenter, and then you get a bunch of meat out of it.
Yeah, you're starting to really sound like Minecraft here, but
no, I mean it is. It's a lot of that, but like I'm saying, there's some really cool parts to it that I think is simplified. Like that's why I brought up this comment, because he's saying that they make you feel like instead of having punishment or having like all these steps, they've made it pretty simple to grasp. And games, I'm not really good at building in any games. That's why I never really got into Minecraft, because I don't really get super creative with it. I feel like after time maybe I would, but in this game I've been pretty basic. Some of my friends have like way better houses right now, and I'm starting to try to get some ideas. But at first I like couldn't fucking figure out how to make the roofing work well, and finally I get it. Now I'm like, oh shit, I can build real houses, 'cause my roofs be looking nice. But it was nice because if I fucked up, like I said, I can just break it all down and try again, and I didn't lose anything other than time. So I don't want to spend like forever, since you guys haven't played it. But again, it's crazy that this game has been blown up so much, and I feel like if it has staying power, we're gonna see this become like one of the next big games. Because I honestly have no idea why it's taken off so hard. Because again, it's a lot of word of mouth, but I don't know that was originally any like just huge streamer that picked it up and got it going. Like Among Us kind of blew up because of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it is cool that that's like good game good game developers are like, even if they're small, they're getting their day in the sun. Like even if it's a small, I mean, it looks ambitious, but like, it's a $20 game. Like it could have very easily slipped right under the radar.
And it's early access, so they're adding stuff. They've got a roadmap. It's getting wild.